Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Masterpiece Inspirations, where we bring you inspirations to help you actualize your potentials and live a purpose-driven life. I'm your host, Clems. We are entering a new season, a season of the Christmas season, and we are quite looking forward to bringing you some exciting episodes to help you and your families enjoy your time this very period. So I will take you to our studio so that we can sit down and have a conversation. Today I want to come across a bit poetic. So we are still continuing our series on how to overcome crisis, and this is the fourth edition, and I titled this edition Freedom. I will say the price of freedom. Now I know, this it sounds a bit generic, but there is a method to this. There's a method to that madness. All right. So basically, if we look today in the world, we will find out that there's been a lot of people are feeling that their freedom is being violated in one way or the other, either because of digital clampdown by the tech giants, fact checking of people, the fake news and so on and so forth, and even the government. There is this clamor to get more control over who does what, when and how, if I may put it that way. Yeah, the old economists, who does what, when and how. If you know your economics, you're gonna remember that very well. So there is this to kind of check what you are doing at what time and so on and so forth, and even the new gadgets that you use. I don't know, most of you who use, you are, if you are a bit tech like myself, you go for all these gadgets. And increasingly, I can see that most of these gadgets seem to, the artificial intelligence seem to be raising the bar. In fact, most of the time, before I finish typing anything, you will literally see my sentence has been completed, even without me saying anything, as if to say your mind is being read, And these days, you don't even need to type. You just speak, and the whole thing types for you, which can be good, very, very good. But at the same time, it could be a bit creepy if you actually think about it. We're kind of going into a digital world where there is a lot of auto suggestion, if I may put it that way. It depends now on who controls the mind. So today, I just wanted to have a conversation, around this topic that I titled "The Price of Freedom." And before I go further, I would like to give a very big shout out to all our fans all over the world that have been sending out their love. We thank you for the support we receive. We get encouraged by this, and I will urge you, if you have not subscribed to our products, including the blogs. We've got a blog with the Masterpiece Inspiration blogs. I will urge you to subscribe so that whenever we publish new blogs, you're gonna get notified. And then we also have a book coming out titled The Success Signature, and I will urge you to, I'm gonna attach a link to this podcast. Click on that to pre-order a copy of yours. This is to help inspire you. The aim of this podcast and all our episodes is to inspire you to actualize your potentials and live a purpose-driven life. We are living in a time that people are going through tough times. A lot of people have lost jobs. Some have lost loved ones. There are people who are going through the verge of depression. Some of them even feeling suicidal. For so much, for a lot of news, the negativities out there is quite too much. And our aim is to help you to stay strong, is to help you to envision a way out of this situation. And that's why we are bringing you this masterpiece inspiration. podcasts and other information products to help you stay ahead and build a strong mental attitude. So in today's edition, like I said, we're gonna be continuing on how to overcome crisis. The crisis facing the global communities around the world is not just the pandemic and economic recession, but ultimately is what I will say is a battle for the control of the mind. Whoever controls the human mind can conquer the physical body. And if you want to overcome crisis, you ought to have a strong mental attitude. And to do this, you have to condition your mind with the right information and inspiration. And that's where Masterpiece Inspiration comes in, to help you to condition your mind positively. If your business have gone under, you have lost your job, or you have lost loved ones, or perhaps you are feeling depressed, you feel you have lost all hope, my friend, I'm telling you to cheer up. There is a way out of every crisis if you can only hang in there, and you can begin to envision a better future for yourself beyond the current condition, because no condition is permanent. I like this quote from my favorite book. Finally, my friends, keep your minds on whatever is true, whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is holy, whatever is friendly and proper. Don't ever stop thinking about what is truly worthwhile and worthy of praise. What a wonderful quote. You see, the negative news and information broadcasted on daily basis by the mainstream media and most of the social platforms is trying to condition people's mind for fear and hopelessness. So you must filter what goes into your mind. It is your responsibility to filter what goes into your mind. You are the gatekeeper of your mind, because whatever you feed to your mind, this information goes on that subconscious level, okay? And whatever the mind feeds on, it began to think about subconsciously. You see, your thought patterns could be as a result of environmental, cultural, social, or any form of mental conditioning and mind conditioning. And that's why it's very important to control and filter what you listen to. If you get agitated listening to news, if you get agitated listening to thinking about what's going on, then you got to stop. You got to filter what goes into your mind. You got to begin to feed your mind with inspirations. And that's why we are bringing you things like this, to begin to feed your mind on envisioning a brighter future beyond the present circumstances. My favorite book also says, it is true we live in the world, but we do not fight from worldly motives. The weapons we use in our fight are not the world's weapon, but God's powerful weapon, which we use to destroy strongholds. We destroy false arguments. You see? So when some of this negative news comes in, you got to destroy it, and you got to say to yourself, and for me, no, it's not. I'm not gonna be among the statistics that's gonna die. I'm not gonna be among the statistics that are gonna lose their job. Even if to say it happens, I'm starting new jobs. Yes, I'm envisioning new businesses. I'm staying ahead of this crisis. I'm coming out of it stronger, powerful, unlimited. You got to destroy those false arguments by using the law of creative affirmation. And that's why it's important to grab a copy of this book, Success Principles. It tells you the laws that you can put in place to fight back and reclaim your life. Because whatever you put inside your mind produces a result, either for your advantage or for your disadvantage. You see, this brings me to my next point. After the abolition of the slave trade in 1834, even though the slaves are physically freed, majority of them are still living in mental slavery. because their minds have been conditioned to think and behave in a certain way. You see, until you conquer the mind, you cannot conquer the body. And where the mind goes, the body follows. So it's very important what we do to our mind in terms of the mental conditioning, in terms of what we allow into the human mind. And that's why I said that the freedom, what we consider as our freedom being violated, maybe by government trying to, the laws, the rules, and the tech giants, trying to, you sign up to a lot of things. There is data, information for the data, but this is on the soft, this is just on the periphery. I think is more about the battle for the control of the mind. So that's why you got to filter out what you allow into your mind. I like this quote from the legend Marcus Garvey. We are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because whilst others might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. You are the chief executive of your mind. You are the only one that can free your mind from any type of stronghold and conditioning. Do you know that the greatest weapon of any oppressor is to perpetuate ignorance and subjugation through the generational miseducation of the masses? And how does this education come? It comes through what is fed to the mind. You see, when you go to school, depending on what kind of school, or when you read or listen to anything, you are automatically programming your mind, either for good or for bad. And that's why it's very important to filter out what you allow into your mind, because the battle is and the warfare is for the mind. Who controls the mind controls the body. Who controls the body decides what happens. You know what? If you tell a lie or make a statement repeatedly, you see, people will begin to believe that it's true. And that's how the mind conditioning works. If something is repeatedly published in the media or anyone or whatever platform, and people see it repeatedly, they will begin to believe it's true. And that's one of the core strategy for marketing. Be it digital marketing or non-digital marketing. It is all about the adverts, what the mind sees. Because when the mind sees, how does the mind see it? He sees, or he also hears. So you can see, be careful what you hear and be careful what you see, because those things are what conditions the mind. According to historians, during the Second World War, the Nazis, they used a propaganda that has been, that was, the historians called it the big lie propaganda. And they use this to continually push their agenda to incite people, then within, the Germany back then, incite them against the minorities, especially against the Jews. And this led to the Holocaust. Is about what is continuously propagated, and people begin to believe it as true. So we got to be careful what we accept. Anything that is not congruent with the core values and with empowering us, we need to renounce and reject it, and begin to use creative affirmation to say what we want to see in the middle of every crisis and every situation. Today, that same big lie propaganda is still being used by perpetrators of evil agenda to promote their agenda and what they want. And most of the time, this is inciting fear in the masses in order to control their mind and make them do what the perpetrators want them to do. And that's why we got to be careful about what we allow into our mind. And it goes beyond just, it goes beyond crisis. It is in everything. Whoever controls the mind, whoever controls what is being published, whoever controls what goes inside homes in terms of what people hear and what people see, controls the destiny of these people. So I like what the book of Proverbs says. It says this: be careful how you think, Your life is shaped by your thoughts. What a wonderful quote. Be careful what you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. So my question to you, my friend, today is this. What is conditioning your mind? Is it empowering or is it disempowering? If it is not empowering, it is your responsibility to pull down those strongholds. Because these are the things that bring stress, anxieties, depression. And the more you think about them, the more you begin to get into the state where you don't see anything good in life. And that can push people to do things, even commit suicide and do all sorts of things, or they can become addicted to substances because they want to drown the sorrows and what they are going through, rather than trying to feed their mind with something more empowering. But if you're in that state, don't give up. Don't give up, because you can change it, my friend. As you're listening to me today is not by accident. What you got to see is to look into the mirror and say to yourself, call your name and say, you are better than this. I can do better than this. I'm coming out of this stronger. I'm coming out of this more powerful. I can never allow myself to be drowned in sorrow, to be drowned by these circumstances. There is a way out for me. I see a better life. I see a better future. Okay? Begin to use creative affirmation. You see, life is like a mirror. Okay? You cannot change the mirror image without changing your self-image and your self-concept. Because whatever you are is reflected in that mirror. So until you change the inner man, you cannot change the outer man. So what are the nuggets you can take out of today's episode? If there is anything that is not empowering you in any way, if there is anything that has become an information that has become a stronghold, that has enslaved your mind, that has prevented you from seeing a way out in any situation, I want you to take a time out and begin to say to yourself, there is a future for me. I'm not giving up. Life, I've been placed on this earth and I'm still alive today because there is something that I have been sent by the Creator to fulfill. And because that I'm still alive, there is a better future for me. You see, at times people make long-term decisions based on short-term crises. But that shouldn't be this case. Okay? There's no condition that is permanent. And even when it seems that all hope is lost, there is always a way out. You know what? We are not placed here to be puppets in the hand of manipulators. We are placed here by providence to achieve a unique purpose. Therefore, nobody can control your life without your permission. Let me say that again. Nobody can control your life without your permission. Whoever you have permitted to control your life, you have handed over your mind to. You have accepted what the mind conditioning that has been placed on you. That's why it's important to be careful what you allow into your mind. We are poised to bring you these inspirations to help you to envision a way out of every crisis, every situation you might face or you are going through. And you know what? At times people will say, okay, I'm not going, everything is hunky-dory, I got no problem, That's good. But you don't have to stop there, because you need to continue to build your mental attitude, build your mind by learning new things and unlearning anything that is not contributing to the progress of your life. And the best way to start is today. Okay? Anything that you are doing that is not empowering you, you need to start learning new things, start thinking new things, new ideas. You need to start envisioning, what can I do better? Who can I serve better? Because you got values, you got potentials deposited in you. And until you begin to maximize it, until you begin to use it to build others, to help others, until you begin to use it for the benefit of people, then you are not really living that purpose-driven life. Okay? So, the nuggets today is, whatever is holding you captive, whatever you have fed your mind that is not empowering, it's time to renounce and begin to feed your mind with the right information, with the right inspiration, learning new things that will empower you. Okay? This is because whoever you constantly blame, you see, whatever and whoever you constantly blame for lack of your success, for lack of your progress, including whether anything, any system, institution, you have ignorantly empowered against your life. Let me say that whoever and whatever you constantly blame for lack of success, for lack of your success or progress in life, you have ignorantly empowered that thing, that institution, or that ideology against your life. Okay? The same is just like saying nobody can intimidate, overcome, subjugate you without your permission. So the mind is very important, and what goes on in the mind, the battle for the mind, is what the whole lot is all about. That's what life is all about. The conditions and what we are seeing is about who controls the human mind. It is not just the peripheral of data, and it is about who controls your mind. Because where your mind goes, your body goes. And until your mind is conquered, your physical bodies cannot be conquered. Okay? So, my friend, I like this quote again from my favorite book. It says, "For if you embrace the truth, it will release more freedom into your life." If you embrace the truth, it will release more freedom into your life. And what is the truth? It is the truth about who you are. That you are created in the image and the likeness of the sovereign God, the monarch of the universe, who placed you here for a special purpose. And you shouldn't allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Your hope is in Him, not in government, not in jobs, not in any other thing. Because those things are passing away, as we can see. Economic crisis, a crumbling things. You cannot have your hope on those things. It is only on Him. And reaching into you, using your mind to begin to envision a way out of circumstances. Because when you begin to engage your mind positively, you begin to come up with creative ideas, innovations, and things that will help you. Begin to recognize things that you have never recognized in your life. You begin to see ideas that will come to you to help you to overcome crisis and live a happy life. And most importantly, like I said, as you listen to these inspirations, don't allow yourself to be fixated on negative news, negative informations. Okay? But rather look onto the positive side. Look onto what you can do better. Look beyond these current circumstances and know that you're gonna be coming out stronger and better, my friend. So in conclusion for today, what price are you willing to pay for your freedom? The answer determines what you are willing to allow, who and what you are willing to allow access to your mind. Okay? Because whatever controls your mind controls your physical body, controls your physical environment, and controls your future. That's why my favorite book says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." So we got to begin to look at this, begin to see that our freedom is in our hands. Our freedom is in the emancipation of our minds, in focusing on the right things, and don't allow yourself to be intimidated with negative news. Use affirmations to your advantage. Keep on keeping on. Keep on moving on. you're gonna come out on the other side bigger, stronger, and better. I'm so your host, Clems, and I'm saying to you, do not give up, okay? Keep dreaming, keep looking onto that brighter future, and you're gonna come out stronger and better. And until I come your way next week bringing you more inspirations, stay safe, keep smiling, never give up, never ever give up. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to being with you again.